morning. Thanks for watching Dunsmore moving dirt. Back out here on the little stock tank pond square. Got it, everything greased up, filled up before the wind hit. As you can see, the flags are blowing, the ribbon are blowing, but that's not the wind yet. They said anywhere from 40 to 70 miles an hour, and dust from New Mexico, so most of it comes from Lubbock. I guess time it gets mixed up, you never know, but they're calling brown skies and up to 70 mile an hour wind today. So I'm thankful that I'm going to be in a cab all day. So, anyway, got down pretty good. I may cut that block out between the creek and the hole. I'll show you when we get down there. But digging pretty good. I still got room to put dirt between the topsoil and here on this side, and the other side getting a little crowded. I had less places to put the dirt on the west side, and I about got the center part right here back to my topsoil. And if it wasn't for that water line there, I would have had it out farther. But we can't help that, so I about got that little section right there between there and the topsoil filled in. But I've got a lot of room between here and this corner. You can always put more dirt in your corners on a square hole. I can't tell how deep I am below the creek yet because that little dike's there, but I'm fixing to dig it out this morning, I think. Don't show no rain next 4 or 5 days, so I'll probably dig all day today, and I can probably finish it up Monday, I think. I still got to put some dirt over there, and I'm going to bring my saw and cut a tree limb off over it. Didn't bring it, so I'll have to save enough dirt in the tank to do that. These pink flags, there's one there, and where's the other one? Right there. Then the stake's the edge of the hole, corner of the hole, so that'll be my spillway. That's the same height as it is over next to the road in front of that culvert. But I'm going to cut this out. Let's turn it where I can show you. I'm going to cut everything out from the edge of the hole and cut this out here this morning. And may use it for over there. I've got to build something between that pink flag and that one to keep the water from going down that other ditch. I want it coming down to the tank, and I don't care if that gets washed out or not. The hole. Still digging good, and there's some clay in there, but if I hit anything, looks like it don't hold water, I'll quit. But now that's pretty deep over there, but it's taking all this to fill in them holes on the dam, but it's starting to get smaller. So I'm going to hang y'all on the side of the dozer, I guess, and watch the wind. If it gets too bad, I'll have to pull it off. So thanks for watching. We'll start digging here in just a little bit. away yet. The wind's kind of died down for a little bit, but I just listened to the weather and it was 40 miles an hour gusting to 59. So trees are shaking pretty good, and it's all dusty and hazy and everything. So I guess this is part of New Mexico and Lubbock mixed together. But anyway, I'm still digging a little bit on the hole. I'm going to go ahead and block this off while I got some pretty good topsoil to block that creek off from going around that way, and so it'll come this way and go out toward them red flags when it's full. It's starting to get a little bit wetter, and I thought I seen a little water a while ago, but well, I see a lot of water now. I was looking the other way. Right there's some water coming in, so that may be about all I'm going to dig down here. I'll dig some up on the other end, but right there's water that come in pretty. I'm just right on top of it right there. So anyway, I'm going to kind of work on this other end and leave that alone. And that made quite a bit of water since I turned around. That wasn't there 20 minutes ago, so it looks pretty clear. I hadn't tasted of it to see, be sure it's not salty, but anyway, I'll hang the camera up on the outside of the dozer and hope you don't blow off. So we'll let you see some of that after a bit. Bye. Okay, if you had to been outside today, it would have been pretty dadgum miserable. It's bad enough just getting out what little bit I did, but I think the worst of it's over. I think it's supposed to calm down tonight to 30, I think, instead of 60. And I took a picture of the sun a while ago. It's up there, but you ain't gonna see it. It's up there, just covered in dust. So Anyway, got a little bit more water. I think I'm through in the bottom of the hole. I think it's just, might as well just leave it alone. I got a little bit of, I want to do toward the back, get it done, and then I'll let you see that when we get back out here. I got to slope the back of the dam down and put the topsoil back on it. So, but I'll be finishing up next time I'm out here. So appreciate y'all watching this channel. We're gonna go home, see what all blowed away while I was gone today. So hopefully nothing. Hope the roof is still on the house and the tin on the barn will be all right. So thanks for watching. Bye. Welcome to Dunsmore Moving Dirt. We're back out here on the little stock tank we're digging, and I figured it was going to have water in it, and it does. That's okay. I'm not going to get back out there. No use watered around in that. I'm probably going to start finishing it up this morning. I may dig a little bit more of this right here out of there. That'll give it a little bit more water to hold, and I'm going to double check, be sure all my spillway elevations are where I want it, and then I'm going to, once I get this dug out right here, I'll start slicking off the dam and topsoiling it. So the wind's not blowing yet. I think it's supposed to be high wind warning starting about dinner and rest of the night. So anyway, thanks for watching this channel. We'll set it up here on time lapse a little bit, let you see some more of it. Thanks, bye. more moving dirt, fixing to load the dozer up, take it to the shop, change the engine oil. I think I'll go ahead and put my new cutting edge on. That way I've got a couple tanks other than after this one that's built. So might as well go ahead and change it for the one that's on there gets so wore out you can't touch it up. But here's the tank after I finished it yesterday. Still making a little bit of water, but it's clean water. I dug that out up there where that'll hold a little bit more. Got all the back sloped down and got it all the topsoil put on it. The landowner was out here. He's got a little old drag and a little disc behind the tractor. He's going to run over here. They're fixing to plant some grass on some stuff, so he said he'll just touch it up with that disc and that drag, and it'll be ready for grass. So I told him I'd just knock down my ridges. That's all I do then if he's going to run over with his tractor and stuff. So anyway, I decided to stay in the cab because the wind is already a whooping. So it's March around here, I guess. So anyway, that's the spillway over there where the orange flags are, and it'll stand water in the creek. Then go underneath the road and go to somebody else when it gets full. That'd make a nice little old tank. Like I said, he's not going to have a lot of need for a lot of water right here. This is going to be fenced off, this area where he's thinned out the trees, and they're hand picking it right now. And like this little bit here, they're going to either broadcast some seed and fertilizer on it when they can time it just right where the rain will hit it and it'll come up. So anyway, we're going to head over to the trailer, hop up on it. I'm not 6 miles from the house, so won't take long to get there, and we'll start getting this dozer ready to go back out. So appreciate y'all watching this channel. If you hadn't subscribed, wish you'd do that. Hit the like button, share it with all your friends. Like always, try to answer any questions you got and enjoy your comments. So remember, keep your blade shiny, your tracks clean. Thanks for watching. Bye.